Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So in my today's video, I'm going to discuss with you about a company called IZMO Limited. So I'll just take you through their business model first, right? So they're actually a niche technology company, which are, majority of the business comes from the automotive retail ecosystem. So they have their business divided into four different segments. So I'll take you through their all the four different segments. What do they actually do, right? So first is something they call it as IZMO cars. Over here, what they do, they provide software platforms to all the car dealerships where they manage websites, online vehicle inventory, digital showroom, lead generation system, CRM solutions. That's what they all these services that they provide, and that is their how to say main and core business. Over here, they get revenue from website subscription, CRM subscription, digital marketing services through all those things. Then their second segment is called IZMO Studio, and this is one of their very important segment because it's a high margin content business. Over here, what they said, they own the world's largest automotive image and animation libraries, where they provide vehicle photography, 360 vehicle views, CGI images, all those things. So it's complete related to technology, because over here, and one of the most important thing for them for this business is over here they get high gross margin. They have recurring license revenue. At the same time, they have strong operating leverage at the back office. And the other segment that they have, they call it is right frog data. This is nothing but it's into automotive AI analytics, right? Over here, what they do, right? They provide these, they take this data, they analyze this, and provide this the data to dealership in terms of sales analytics, customer analytics, inventory optimization, predictive insight, and AI-based decision making tools. So over here also we can see that for technology companies, how AI is making a huge difference. And the other one that they are trying, the fourth and the other important segment is they call it IZMO Micro. Over here, they've recently got into, a semiconductor, especially into silicon photon packaging. So over here, they do a semiconductor packaging, electronic design, EV related technologies, and advanced manufacturing solutions. That's and majority concentration is on the semiconductor packaging. So over here, right, when we go through the results and I'll go through the con call, you'll understand why, right? So if we look at the recent result, the especially for Q4, the revenue was great. It grew by almost 83% to 109 crores, and PAT was up by almost around 151% to 17 crores. And for the whole year, if you look, it was the number was quite decent, not that great. The number was, the revenue increased only by around 21.4% to 285 crores, and PAT was up by almost around, literally the PAT didn't grow at all, right? So last year they made a profit of 49 crores. This year they made a profit of overall only 48 crores. So one of the main reason for this was decline in the margin. And the main reason that the management gave is right because the investment that they made towards this, their business segment called as IZMO Micro. I'll talk to you about it later and tell you why is it very important. If you look in terms of their revenue, right, from the geography where they operate, right, majority of the revenue comes from North America, which is around 67%. India contributes to around 13%. Europe contributes to around 20% of their revenue. And if you look from their segment perspective, you're right, the various segments that they have, the IZMO Studio contributed around 44%, IZMO Cars contributed around 27%, the fraud data, which is the analytics side of the business, contributed to around 22%, and the IZMO Micro, which is into semiconductor, packaging, contributed to only 7% of the revenue. You might be asking this question, right, Masood? This segment of the business contributes so less of the revenue. Why then the company is spending so much money over here at the back of which they did not even, the profit did not grow for the whole year. So let's look into it, right? Because that is one of the most important things that I got it from their con call, right? Because see, I've told you about the various business various segments in the business, but majority of the question and answer in the con call was related to the IZMO Micro segment, right? And that's what we are going to concentrate on because that is how would I say it looks like it could be a game changer for the company from where they are right now to what they could be in the future, right? So we'll talk about this semiconductor side, right? So they have got into this silicon photonics advanced packaging, right? This is where they have made a breakthrough, and what the company is telling, right, at the back of it, right, they have become one of the how to say companies which have been put on the global map with this capability. Not every companies have in this world, and because of this, right, At the back of this, they have the capacity to manufacture core components for optical transceivers, which are critical for AI data centers. So over here, if you see at the back of this, right, they have got a order book of close to around 60 crores and the future visibility of around 100 crores further, which could be executed between the between the period of 12 to 18 months. And the clients include from all the sectors, the hyperscalers from the AI side, automotive, defense, and space. All of these are included. And what the management said, right? Currently, they have an order of only around 60 crores. But when this whatever the production facility that they have, right, they are if they are able to at the full utilization, it could generate a revenue of almost 150 crores. If you look at this, right, so that means almost more than 50% of the revenue what they are currently earning. So that is one of the good things if you actually look towards this, right? But at the same time, right, the what the management said, they're not staying back and happy with what is happening, right? They plan to invest and increase it further. And one of the main reason is why, right? Because if you look at the total addressable market in terms of this semiconductor, silicon photon packaging, right? The total market currently is around 30 billion US dollars, and the management is saying that in the next couple of years it can grow up to almost 80 billion dollars, and it can this segment alone, right, can how to say push the growth for the company for the next 5 to 7 years, and they are the only company in India which does this, silicon photonics advanced packaging. And so what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to raise around between 150 to 200 crores for this expanding this facility, right? So they're going to raise it via equity as well as via debt. And the management said that once this facility is up and running, right, then the revenue capacity for this facility will be alone 200 crores at full capacity utilization. So imagine currently their revenue is only around 280 crores from the overall business, right? And the expansion that they are planning to do, right? And once it is up and running at full capacity utilization, the revenue potential is almost 4 to 5 times to what they uh, currently have. So for this, once the money is raised, they'll be able to start the project by Q2 of FY27, and the project will start contributing to the revenue, by Q3 of FY28. So there is still a long time gap, right? So that's why we have to monitor and see the situation, whether they're able to raise the money or not. If they're able to raise the money, how the project is going on. And the another important thing that they're getting into this, right? It's a high margin product, and it's one of the most critical product in the semiconductor business. In terms of competition, the question was asked, right, because you are such a small company, what if some big player come in with a lot of money and everything, what could be the challenge for you? So the company said that they are not worried, the management said that they are not worried at all, because over here it is not like you're manufacturing or selling something which is very simple, where someone comes with a huge amount of money and then opens a shop and they destroy the competition. It is not like that. Over here, it is very niche product, and the technology that you required, the know-how that you required, and the way it has to be done, it's quite critical. So even if a big player comes suddenly, they cannot take the market away. And at the same time, they said that the market is so huge, it has opportunity for everyone. If in terms of guidance, if we see, right, so the guidance for FY27 is not that great, be very honest with you. They said they are going to grow by only around 20 to 25% for this year. They are being very conservative. They're saying because of all the challenges, of the geopolitical and the thing that they face, they want to keep it around 20 to 25% only. But what they said next was, which which quite made it the company quite interesting for me. Right? They said that in the next 5 years, right, they are planning to achieve a revenue of around 1,200 to 1,500 crores. So if I look in terms of CAGR term, if they achieve a 1,200 target, it's a growth of almost 33% every year. And if we look at this in terms of 1,500 crores of revenue in the next 5 years, that is CAGR of almost 39%. So obviously that's a big and huge, target that the company wants to achieve. But I don't think it is impossible. The main reason is why, because the company has a clear plan. Because as I told you, right, the facility that they are expanding, or the project that they're planning to do into the silicon photonics packaging, right? One, at full capacity, it can alone give a revenue of around 1,200 crores. So for me, this is not impossible, but it could be quite challenging. So obviously, we have to wait and see how things progress. I'll definitely keep an eye on this company and see, how they progress and what they do. Because if what the company is planning to do, And if they are able to achieve it, right, it could be definitely a game changer in terms of the revenue. They can grow their revenue by almost close to 4 to 5 times on a conservative basis. And so let's see how the company does. And if you guys like this analysis, please do hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and God bless you.